I first heard about Claris when I was in college. I went to a church close by and learned about this pregnancy loss support group that they offered. And I had gone through an unexpected pregnancy and an abortion, and then I really tried to just bury a lot of those feelings, but they kept coming up in really unhealthy ways. I think I knew it was something that I needed to deal with, but I felt really alone, really ashamed. I, at the time, thought I was probably the only person that had been through something like that. And so when I learned about this group, initially, I was terrified to call. I didn't want to be found out. But then eventually I just gained the courage to give them a call, and I will never forget the voice on the other end of the phone. And she just immediately, it was like if you could hug somebody through the phone, that's what she did, and just wrapped her arms around me and said, you know, you're not alone. And so I think it was the first moment that I really felt hope. I don't think I realized how much of a community I would find through that I would, stare in the eye of other women and realize that a lot of other people had been through what I had been through. So now I've been the CEO for almost 24 years, and never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined doing this.
We had been dating for 3-4 months. Went with her, and I remember she came out and told me, kind of whispered in the waiting room. I was in shock. I was like, what? Still trying to figure out how to take care of myself, and couldn't imagine the idea of bringing in a child.
Found out I was pregnant, he's like, I don't want a kid. We gotta figure out what you want to do with this baby of yours, but I don't want it. That hit like a brick. I was single, homeless, and pregnant. That was my story.
So I had no idea that half of all pregnancies in the US are unintended. And as we've grown over the past decades, and as I've worked with hundreds of other women and families that are just like me, I started seeing really concerning trends, especially in underserved communities like South LA. And so Claris kept growing wider and wider, and we would add things like, court-mandated parenting classes and anger management and prenatal care. But we got to a point where it was like, we can only do so much. And there was this dream that our team had of what if we just brought all these resources together?
A place or a program like Claris being in Inglewood and collaborating, especially with the local organizations, would probably really speed up the process of being able to help those who just don't even know these resources are available or don't even have necessarily access to them. So I love that.
Especially for somebody that's in a place of trauma or a place of chaos, being able to walk into one location and be greeted and be directed to a whole range of services is game-changing.
So this Clarity Together campus will be located in Inglewood, California. It's a 28,000 square foot facility designed for impact. The campus is going to provide affordable rental space for community partners so that families can receive this coordinated support under one roof. The campus is going to improve patient experiences and outcomes through care coordinators who will help these people and these families navigate all the available services. So this pioneering model can be replicated nationally. See, if you live in a state with really restrictive abortion laws, you may see birth rates that are rising among people who lack resources for parenthood. And if you live in states with really high abortion rates, there are a lot of families who choose to parent or place for adoption who also need additional coordinated support. This Clarity Together campus is an investment in a generational change, where families don't just receive services, they are placed on a pathway to stability and hope.
It meant a lot to me that just to know that we weren't alone, and they would help guide us in the right direction for the proper resources, or cared enough to call and check on them. I think that made a huge difference.
I was not pregnant and alone anymore. I had a whole support system. I don't have to worry about where my next meal is going to come from. My kids are healthy, happy, and I have loving people around me who cares about me so much. Life is happening for me, not to me anymore.
We're so excited to see this dream become a reality, so please join us in making an impact.